Hello and welcome to another electric drum kit setup video. Next to me today I have the Donner DED-70. I just want to say a quick thank you to Donner for sending me one of these drum kits. So I'm very excited to get it set up and also to make the playthrough videos and the full review video as well. So if you haven't already, please make sure you're subscribed to catch those videos. Now, as always, everything that you need is going to be in the box, apart from one thing. I have my trusty butter knife just to get the boxes open. Let's get started. Two boxes to get out first. First one is the accessories box. I'm going to pop that to one side, and we're also going to grab the drum stand box and open that out and take out everything and put it in front of us. Pair of drumsticks, we'll put that to one side. So we're going to start with a bit of housekeeping. Any pole that has a foot on it, we're going to put on our left hand side. Anything else is going to go on the right hand side. So it should look a little bit like this now. So we've got all of our poles with our feet in front of us. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the poles in the position as though we're setting the frame up directly in front of us. So you're going to have the leg here with the 3 connection points on your left hand side. We're going to have the leg with the 2 connection points here on your right hand side. And then the 2 legs with a single connection point, we're going to put one there and we're going to put one there, like that. Now if we take a look at our poles on our right hand side here, you'll see that on 2 of the poles we've got another connection point on them. Right, so the one that looks a bit strange, so this one here, this with that smaller insert there, that's actually going to go on our left hand side, about there, and we'll put that there for now. Now the one with a standard sort of connection point like this is going to go up in front of us there, and then we've got 2 more poles remaining. The slightly longer of the 2 is going to go here, and this one will eventually be where our snare drum pad lives, but for now we're going to keep that to one side. For this next part we're going to need a drum key, and that's going to be in our accessories box. There's a little bag with spare written on it, and this is where our drum key lives. Now with our drum key in our hand, if we grab that pole with the odd looking connector, we can use the drum key to loosen off the lug that will allow us to move the connector into the middle of the pole. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to slide that down the middle of the pole. I'm just quickly going to nip that up for now. We will move that later. You don't need to over tighten that just yet. You just want to get that to the middle part. And the same goes for the middle pole, middle connection pole with the single connection point on it. I'm going to do the same. Tighten that up a little bit and pop it up there. Right, we're going to start assembling our frame now. So this top pole here is going to connect into the 2 most connection points at the top of either of those back poles. This pole here is now going to connect into the middle of this connection point here, and then connect into that one. And the same over here, we've got the 1 connection point here, and that pole is going to go there. Now we do that by going up to our lugs here with our drum key. We're going to loosen that off and then slide this pole into that connection point. So the top pole is now in between those 2 connection points here, and you want to have it so that this part of this connection point is facing you. So the other part is going to be facing away from you like that. And it's going to be the same as well for this pole over here on the left hand side. You want it facing away from you like that, so the part where you put the drum key in is actually on the other side from where you are. For the second most connection point on the way down here, I'm actually twisting it away so that it points over towards my left hand side, and now I'm going to put that pole in and connect it to the other leg. Okay, so our frame is now set up in front of me like this. Now, one last connection point here, and that's going to be for the snare arm. So you want to have the part that you can see through going into the connection point, and the bit you can't facing towards you. Next, we want to open the box that says drum stool bracket. Now, the base of the drum stool, we're actually going to put to one side, because what I was after is the cymbal stands. You can have 3 cymbal stands in front of you. So the straight one is going to go into this mounting point over here. Now, yeah, okay, you want to twist it so that this is on the other side of the pole away from you. And that straight pole, straight cymbal stand even, is going to go in there, like that. And we've got two curved ones here. One's going to go here, in there, and the other one is going to go in the other leg there. So I'm just going to use the drum key to loosen off those lugs, and we're going to pop those cymbal stands in there now. For these back cymbal poles, you're going to have it so that the curve is away from you, but you've got it leaning towards you. You want to have where you put those cymbal pads on there leaning towards you. We'll open the box that says module and headphones now. I'm going to put the headphones again to one side, because all we want is this very cute module. And in the accessories box is another bag, and in there is going to be what you need to mount the module with on that back pole. So I've got it here, bring that a bit closer for you to see. Now that just slides onto the back of the module like this. Right, so that's now ready to mount here. So using our drum key, make sure that's loosened off, pop that in, tighten that up, and I'm actually going to try and tilt that back a little bit. There we go. So yes, that's nice and easy. Next I'm going to grab the drum pads. So here are our 4 drum pads. Now this one here, you'll see that we've got a lug here that we can use our drum key. Now if we loosen that completely, it will open this bracket. Here's one I've already done. So that lug has been completely loosened and the bracket opens fully. Now we can, oh, maybe I can do this one-handed. So we can then clamp it onto that back pole like that. I will need to do that with 2 hands. So I've clamped one of the pads here on this back pole to the left hand side of the module. Now an additional one of these is going to go onto the right hand side of this back pole on the other side of the module, and then we're going to have one on this small pole on my left hand side and another one on the right hand side of the frame on this pole here. It doesn't matter where you put these pads, because you'll notice on each of them there is a small cable. Now depending on where you plug that cable into the module will affect whether it is a snare drum, a tom 1, tom 2, tom 3. Okay, I'm going to take the cable ties off of these cables and let's talk about where they're supposed to go. On the side of the module here, you'll see that we've got a number of inputs. So position where you can actually see it. So we've got crash up the top there, snare, hi-hat and pedal here. And then on the other side, we have some more. I'm trying to read these from upside down. So you've got kick, tom 3, tom 2, tom 1 and ride. So I'm quickly going to plug these drums in. So as we're looking at the kit here, this is the snare, this is tom 1, tom 2 and tom 3. So I seem to remember the snare being, yes, over here on the left hand side of the module, and then all of the others are going to be here on the right hand side of the module. And try and be mindful of the cables as you're doing this, keeping it fairly tidy as you go around. There is a cable tie provided in, a couple of cable ties provided in the accessories box that you can use to help tidy this up once everything's plugged in. Right, now let's open the box that says cymbal pad. These 3 cymbal pads are all identical, so we're going to pop one up here where the hi-hat's supposed to go. It's very simple, we just unscrew that here and pop the pad on top of it like that, and then you retighten up here. So you'll see here that we've got a felt that will come off with the screw here. Now the felt goes on top of the pad like that. So I'm going to put the other two in, and so just so you know where to then plug them in, this is the hi-hat, this is the crash, and this is the ride. Once again, removing the cable ties to free up the cable and plugging it into the side of the module. Going to open the box that says kick plus pedal now. So in front of you now will be two very cute little pedals, so it doesn't matter which one goes into which, they're both the same. So one of those we're going to put on our left hand side is going to be our hi-hat pedal, and the other one is going to be our bass drum pedal. So in terms of the input that you plug the cables into, this one is going to go into the one that says pedal, and this is going to go into the one that says kick. So in the accessories box is going to be a power adapter. So we take the cable tie off of that, then that will plug into the module up here, into the input that says type C. So the kit is pretty much set up and ready to go now. There's just one more accessory to assemble, and that is the drum stool. So I'm just going to open this last box and get that going. So drum stool surface is unboxed. Going back to our drum stool bracket, which should be on one side now. I'm going to open that up and get the base out. So here's the drum stool base set up. So I've kind of got ahead of myself there, so let me just rewind if I can. Oh no. So it comes out like that. We loosen the stool off here, and then that will allow the legs to spread out. He says trying to do it one-handed again. No, I'll come back to that. So that's set up. You want to have this part going to the bottommost part of the pole so that the legs are fully spread out. And then we're coming to this part here. So this is the height adjustment. So I'm going to be setting this up for myself to attempt to sit on it. So I'm going to be putting it to the maximum height. You can see here that there's a groove in one end of this pole, and that groove is the part that's going to be facing up, that the actual soft part of the stool is going to sit on top of. So this part is going to be going in here like that. But first of all, I'm going to remove this here and just put it in that lower hole. Okay, so that's on its tallest height setting now, so I'm going to pop it in here, and in that gap I'm going to make sure that it's sitting in nicely. I've not got any bits of material going on the inside of that, because that will damage that metal, but now that's perfect. So we've got the washer completely on the outside there. So let's screw that in now. The last thing to do is to put the seat part on the stand. There we go, that's ready to go. There is a set of headphones that comes with the kit, but that's fairly self-explanatory. Take off the cable tie, plug it into the module, and that should be good to go. Now, once the kit's set up, in terms of positioning everything, I've moved the cymbals down a little bit, because you don't want them too high. You want them to be fairly low so they're easy to reach. And the general rule of thumb with setting up electric drum kits is you kind of want to keep things fairly close together. So I'm moving the pads now so that I'm not reaching a long distance to get to a various parts of the kit. Also, you want to try and keep the heads themselves fairly flat with a slight tilt. So you don't want a massive tilt towards you or towards the young drummer. It's going to be slightly tilted so that when you are hitting it with a drumstick, you're not stabbing the head, you're striking across it. So I'm quickly going to grab my camera after I've done a few finishing touches and show you about where I would have it set up. So this is where I've set everything up. You can see here that the pads aren't a big distance away from each other. It's all fairly closed in, so there's plenty enough space for my leg to be on that bass drum pedal right between all of the pads, kind of fairly straight in the middle there. My left leg is on the other side of the snare drum pad on the hi-hat pedal here, and then the hi-hat sort of sits above it there. So this is kind of how you want to have it. And in terms of the angle, you can see there that it's not towards me at some sort of crazy outlandish angle. It is a slight tilt. So you're all set up and ready to go. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, as every subscription really helps us out and means that I can create more videos like this to help more people. If you have any thoughts or questions, please leave them in the comment section below. But failing that, I'll see you next time.